Hello everyone, good evening. I hope you can see me, hope you can hear me. I am here and excited. What's happening? How's your week going so far? I know, you might be wondering, Anna, wait a minute, it's not Sunday. No, it's not Sunday, and I know that. Today's Wednesday, but I hope you got to read the title of this video. So, yes. Welcome, somebody has joined, and for some reason I can't see who that is. So just type in the comment section, hi, and then I can see who you are. But thanks for watching. So, the money date has moved, yes. So I wanted to figure out a better time for us to get together to talk about our money. Sunday seemed like a good day for me, but I figured that maybe a lot of you want to spend the time with your family and actually have a day off and not to worry about finances. So let's try out Wednesdays for some time and see what happens. So here's what I would like to achieve on these money days, because you might be wondering, a money date, what is it all about? Well, here's what I am looking forward to accomplish. First, I want to check in with you, okay? Because that's the important part of the overall money situation and overall financial planning process and keeping track of everything. I am in the financial planning business, so that's what I do day long. But I've got an interesting quote for you that I think will bring the point about what I'm talking here. Life is a game, and money is how you keep a score. That's it. It's actually brings a big point for me, is because if you don't keep a score, if you don't track what's happening, how are you going to know if you're winning or not? So, what I propose to do on these money dates is the following. We're definitely, number one, are going to check in with ourselves, and I'll talk about the 4 questions that I'd like to keep track of every week, right? And then I want to talk about something called money wins, right? Money is not evil, right? And I feel like a lot more of us could actually pay attention and be excited about it. So I want to share money wins with you. I'll share mine, and then I'm going to invite you to share what yours are for the week. And then I want to also teach you something new. So if we're meeting on a weekly basis, I want to teach you one new concept that perhaps you can implement. So let's start with checking in and seeing where we are. Now, I know because we just met a couple days ago, which was Sunday, I'm going to give you a passing grade this time. But next Wednesday when we're here, these are the questions that I want you to have answers for. How much money did you make in the next week, right? Wednesday to Wednesday, so keeping track of that. How much money did you save? Remember, we all need to have a savings goal of what we're saving. Are we anticipating any unusual expenses that we need to plan for or figure out how we're going to handle as far as paying for? And how are we going to handle our debts, right? Are we going to, do we have to worry about decreasing them? Do we have to worry about increasing them? And so forth. So I'm going to give you a break today and let you work on these questions and keeping track until next week. So, hi Tricia, thanks for joining. Good to have you here. So, now let's talk about something I call a money win. Hi there, good to see you. So a money win. Now something kind of occurred to me just a little while ago, and it's because for the last almost 90 days I started something new on a daily basis, and I've been writing something called a gratitude journal. So every day I have to write down 10 things I'm grateful for. And you know, you may think that it's pretty easy to do, and it is pretty easy for the first 5 things on my list, right? Because they're sort of standard, if you would think, right? But then you really have to think hard what the next 10 are. And so doing that on a daily basis kind of got me thinking that, you know, what about if we incorporate something like that into our finances? Because again, I don't think that money is all evil. I think if we looked at it from a different angle and appreciated what we actually do, it didn't worry about something we didn't know, I think it's going to come out in a positive effect. So why don't we do this? I'm going to share with you what my money win is for the week. And then if you have yours, what I'd like you to do is share this video out and just tell the world what it is. And so here are some examples of what I consider a money win. And why don't you surprise me and let me know what you think it needs to be. There is no structure. All I'm trying to accomplish is that for you to feel good about your finances. So here's a couple examples. Did you spend less money this week? Did you not go out to lunch and maybe brought lunch from home? You know, just simple things like that. Did you give a gift to somebody, right? Because that made them feel better. So Tricia, how about you? Do you have any money wins? You want to type in the comments and let me know? Hi Shannon, good to have you. We're talking about money wins. Perhaps you actually spent more money, right? But you were able to do that because you've been doing a good job of tracking what's going on, right? Did you pay a debt off? So these are some examples that I can think of to write down in my gratitude journal when I was thinking, what am I grateful for and do I have a money win? So here's mine. Mine is, and you're going to be maybe laughing a little bit, but I am so close, my husband and I are so close and finally completing a tax return. And I know, I should know better, right? I'm a financial planner, but we had to file for an extension because there were some complications with that. So I am actually winning just because we're almost done in closing our tax return for 2017. Oh, 16, sorry. 2017 is not done yet. Hey, Tricia says she spent money for a mastermind group. Hey, I'm with you too. So yeah, I think that's one of my other wins, but that was a week before. So investing in yourself, exactly. I like that. Thanks for sharing. So please share this out. Maybe even ask your friends and family, what do you think their money wins? It's a little bit of a different mindset, but I think it's going to help you to be more appreciative and not worry and stress about what finances are all about. Now, something else I want to do on these money dates is actually teach you a new concept. There's so much going on in finances, right? In financial planning that we all worry about, and maybe we don't, but perhaps you've never actually taken the time to learn and become better. So I don't know if you've noticed, but in my typical 4 questions that I ask on usual money dates, I haven't talked about spending. So I wonder if you've caught onto that. And why do you think that is? Right? I always focus on saving. I always focus on making income, right? And making sure that the debts stay under control. But the spending isn't a priority. It is, but it's not something that I personally, right, and all the clients that I work with, I try to put it sort of on the second burner. And here's why. I feel like a lot of times when you bring up spending, it's like one of those forbidden topics to never talk about. You know, sex, politics, religion. Oh, no, don't talk to me about my spending. One, maybe I have no idea what's going on because I don't have a good system in place. 2, well, I may be overspending and I'm ashamed and embarrassed to tell you about it. And 3, maybe you're doing really well and you have nothing to report. So there's all kinds of stigma about it, but I think we can make it better, right? So why not talk about it? If we don't talk about it, hi Megan, good to see you. Thanks for joining. So why not talk about it? Because if you don't, how are you going to know if you're staying on track? Now, perhaps over the course of these money dates, I can teach you a system that will let you track things much, much easier, right? So you don't have to worry about not being able to know where you stand, not being able to know where your spending is at, and be actually proud of it. So what systems do you have in place to keep track of your spending? Do you put all your bills on a credit card? I hope that you pay it off at the end of the month. How are you paying your recurring bills? Those are some of the questions that when I work with my clients, they have to answer. They actually have to show me how are they handling their finances. That's the first step. We're not going to talk about anything more complicated than that, but just like anything in life, we got to master the basics first, okay? So I'll give you an example of what I do, and maybe you can adapt some of these things. Hi, Ola. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So now, the reason I don't talk too much about spending because I have that under control, right? My husband and I have, over the years, have created a system that works for us. And that's something that I can teach you later on, but here's the basics of what it looks like, right? So we have a major credit card that we use to spend sort of on a daily, day-to-day kind of expenses. And that credit card gets paid off at the end of the month, no matter what. Now, all of our normal monthly fixed expenses get paid out of our checking account, and that's all set up with automatic pilot. And that's it. So that system is flawless because once a month we sit down and check and see that everything is running smoothly along with having these money dates. Now, one of the tools that I frequently recommend to my clients, right, and friends as well, is something called Mint.com. I mean, there's a couple different programs. There's Quicken, there's Mint. So these are the aggregation services that allow you to pull your spending data from a credit card, from a checking account, or if you have a number of credit cards and checking accounts, into one space. It aggregates all of the transactions, and it actually gives you a really nice picture of what's going on, right? How much are you spending on your groceries? How much are you spending on eating out? Clothing, shoes, I mean, whatever the categories are. So what I have going for us is, besides our sort of structure of how all the bills are paid, and so every week on a Saturday, I get a summary of what our spending is for the week, right? And so because my husband has a credit card, his credit card, I have my own, so we kind of combine everything, and then as a family unit, we get to see where we stand. Now, all of this takes a bit of time to implement, but I hope that this is helpful, at least in seeing a structure. Now, I know this is not the only system that works, but having something that runs in the background for you on automatic pilot, and that's what one of these programs could do for you. Mint particularly, I'm really familiar with Mint, and it's free, so check it out. Mint.com. Oh my goodness, my brother is watching too. Good to see you. I'm about to wrap up here. So, yeah, figure out what kind of spending are you doing, right? And is it worth talking to your partner about this? That's why the whole idea about these money dates is that you get to discuss and comment with me. Hopefully, you can translate into your own families, and it shouldn't be something that you put on the back burner. It should be something that you pay more attention to. So again, what I'd like you to do before we close, and let me know if you have any questions, I'd like you to share your money win for the week, right? Tell me what's been good, and think really hard, because there is definitely something good that happened with you over the last week. Did you make more money? Did you spend less, right? And then let's think about until next Wednesday. So money dates have moved, as I wanted to give you guys more time with the family on Sundays, not to worry about finances. So we're going to be actually meeting Wednesdays at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. And let me know if that time works for you, as it does work for me. So over the next week, I want you to take a look at your spending, okay? And give yourself a break. But I need you to become a little bit more familiar with what's going on. Maybe you didn't want to face it, but the time is now. Because as we build on with these money dates, right? Because it's a small piece of this whole equation. As we build onto more complex topics, I promise you that once you master that, once you really have a good idea, it's going to get much easier. And maybe it is for you, so let me know, okay? Thank you so much for joining. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I do want to hear your money wins for the week, okay? See you next Wednesday.